Hello everyone! Welcome back! I'm Katie, the introverted reader. It's been a minute since I've said that. It's been a minute since I've actually sat down. I know that I had my TBR up for you guys a while ago. I hope you enjoyed that. I like doing the premiere thing. But anyway, this is my wrap up for November. I don't usually put these up this late. I usually like to put these up like right at the end of the month, but obviously you guys know the month of November was really chaotic for me. We were getting our bathroom redone. Obviously, I did post some vlogs, so obviously you guys know all about that, but I have a working bathroom once again, thank the Lord. So we're all good on that front, so it's okay. Anyway, so my wrap up for November. Somehow I managed to read 5 books. Somehow. I DNF'd one. I read another one completely on a whim on people's recommendations and absolutely loved and adored it, and it put me into a slump. So yeah, so let's hydrate. And talk about some books, shall we? Okay, so I'll start off with what I currently have still going on here. I am still currently reading Arrow Shah and the Song of Death by Roshani Chokshi. Second book to the Pandava series. I believe there's going to be 4 books? 4 books? 5? I don't know. But yes, I am over 400 pages into this. You would not believe this, but this book is over 500 pages. It has like the you know, the thin sort of Bible thin pages, which I don't mind. I like them. They're nice and smooth and stuff like that. But yes, I am still currently reading this, and I will say it's probably going to end up being a 3-star. This one. It's still good. It's still a fun time. I'm still enjoying the writing, and I love the characters and the world and everything. And it's all based around Indian mythology and folklore. So like, I'm here for all of that. I love that. But yeah, I will finish this off and I will get back to you guys at the end of December, which is disgusting to think about that 2022 is merely weeks away, but you know, whatever. So I'm still currently reading this, and I'm still currently listening to the audiobook for Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. I have gotten a decent way through this. I am over 200 pages in. But like I said, I've been feeling a little bit slumpy, so I've just sort of been listening to like 1 chapter a day, and it's a thick boy. Do you see it in there? It's a thick boy. So I'm gonna slowly make my way through this. And yeah, you'll know about that at the end of December. So let's talk about the books that I actually completed. So first and foremost, I read Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This was on my TBR for October. Well, actually, all of these nearly were on my TBR for October, but I never actually got to them. But yeah, finally read this. This is Robin Hobb's first book in her Realm of the Elderling. And it's following a boy called Fitz, who was abandoned at this keep at 6 years old because he was the bastard son of one of the princes, and his dad had gone AWOL, and his maternal grandfather decided that he didn't want to look after him anymore, and because his daughter was like in disgrace now, so he was like, listen, take him away and let him be with his father. But his father had gone AWOL, like I said, and it's sort of following his life, you know, him growing up in the keep and whatever. And yeah, and he has this like interesting connection with animals, which I thought was really interesting. But all the way through the book, he was made to feel like this was like a perversion. And I was like, it is not a perversion, it's a gift. Like, he's able to communicate with these animals in a way that some people can't. So why are you telling him that it's evil and perverted? Like, it makes no sense. Overall, I didn't like this. I'll be 100% honest with you. I wasn't feeling the writing. I thought it was really boring. And there is animal death in this a good 2 or 3 times. And as someone who is still grieving the loss of their own animal, like my poor wee cat only passed away about a month ago, and yeah, I'm still grieving. And to be honest, the animal death in here really upset me because it was really sad. And yeah, and with it being so short, it took me way too long to get through this, I'll be honest. And he's supposed to be like Assassin's Apprentice. I did not like nothing happened. Like, with the like whole assassin thing. I was just sitting thinking, can he just like grow up already and get out there and start doing his assassin stuff? At the end, fellas, I don't think that the Almighty Hob is for me. So sorry about it. You'll probably see this in an unhaul video very soon. This will probably make its way to my local library so someone else can read it and love it. But in the end, I think I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, but I think overall I maybe give it 2 because I really didn't enjoy it. The next book that I read and that I finally finished, I mentioned in one of my reading vlogs, was Hero at the Fall by Elwyn Hamilton, 3rd and final book in the Rebel of the Sands trilogy. I finally finished this trilogy. I'm so happy with myself. In the end, I gave this 4 stars, like a lowish 4 stars. It was good, but if I'm being honest, everything kind of wrapped up a little bit too quickly, in my opinion. You know, there was a whole lot of them standing around and doing nothing. And then in the end, like, I just feel like it just could have been fleshed out a little bit more. Like, this book is over 500 pages, but I wouldn't have minded a little bit more extra in there just to add a little bit more drama or to flesh things out a little bit more, like I said. And yeah, there was a lot of things in here that I was like, what? Really? Why? And then, you know, but in the end, I do feel like it was kind of wrapped up a little bit too easily and too conveniently. In typical young adult fashion, I know, but in the end, I still enjoyed it, and I'm still glad that I finished the trilogy. So yeah, 4 stars. I give that one. Better than the Almighty Hob anyway. And the next 2 books actually are a bind up. Death Note volumes 5 and 6 are in here. I'm slowly making my way through this, and I'll be honest, I did get a little bit bored towards the end. I skimmed over a lot because there was a lot of talking, and I was just like, can Kira just get out there and do his thing already? Like, it's just, although I will say, Light Yagami is probably one of the best well-written antagonists that I've read from in a really long time. Like, the way his mind works and how he's always like, forget about 1 or 2 steps ahead of people. This guy is like 10 steps ahead of people. Like, he plans and like has a backup for his backup for his backup. Like, he is miles and miles ahead of everyone. And Elle in there, my baby, my child, Elle, like, love him. I have a Funko of him. Not in here, over in the other room. But like, I do really, really enjoy this series. If you haven't watched the anime or read the manga yet, I highly recommend that you do, because it's very, very good, and you will be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your days. I know I am. I gave both volumes good solid 4 stars, despite the boredom. Now, I have my Kindle here. So I was reading War Storm by Victoria Aveyard on my Kindle. Have been for a good long while. I ended up DNFing it. I got 60% of the way through that book. I was bored. I was frustrated. I wasn't enjoying myself. And I was just like, do you know what? I'm getting to the point where I'm just looking to finish it so I can say that I've completed this series. And I need to stop doing that. So I ended up DNFing it. I was like, I don't even care about this series anymore, which is really sad because I enjoyed the first 3. Like, I liked the first one, I really liked the second one, and the third one was really, really good too. But this one, War Storm, nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. Like, it was just the same circle over and over again, everybody sitting around being all sad, and the main character was getting on Madame last nerve, let me tell you. Like, she was just such an angsty little bratty teenager, and I just could not be reading from her perspective anymore. So I DNF'd it, and we're not going to talk about her anymore. Now, on my Kindle instead, because I always like to have a Kindle book on hand just in case the physical books don't work out, I read The Spanish Love Deception. Yes, an adult contemporary romance, and I vlogged some of my experience reading it, so if you want to go and watch that vlog, that's great. I read an adult contemporary romance, a genre that I do not read from. Okay, I don't. Like, yes, I read a lot of fantasy. There's a lot of fantasy here behind me that do include romance. Yes. Do I like me some fantasy romance? Yes. Or paranormal romance or whatever, urban fantasy. I never tend to reach for the contemporary adult romance. Ever. And yet, Kevin over at the Irish Reader, Chloe over at Books with Chloe, and Caitlin over at Cat Literature, they all read it. They were all gagging over it. and they hoodwinked me into reading it. I tagged them all on Twitter and I was like, how dare you? And they were like, you're welcome. So I was like, I hate all three of you. No, I don't. I love you. I'll put their channels down below. You should go follow them if you're not already. But I read The Spanish Love Deception and I gave it 5 stars. And it low-key put me into a slump because since then, I barely was able to concentrate on this or An Empire of Gold. Like, all I wanted was to, like, jump inside of this book and take Aaron Blackford for myself. That's all I wanted. Like, what's happening? What is happening to me? Like, is it turning 30? Like, I never used to care about being single, but now that I've read this, I'm like, why am I so single? Why am I so, like, sad and alone? Like, why? Anyway. Oh my god. Okay, so yes, that is my wrap-up for November. Somehow managed to read 5 books. One that kind of low-key put me into a mini slump, but yeah, that is my wrap-up for November. I hope you're all doing well. Twitter, Instagram are down below as always. Obviously, I will leave Kevin, Chloe, and Caitlin's channels down below so you can go follow them and thank them all very much for that lovely book recommendation that made me question all of my life choices. Anyway, so yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the bell, do all those things. What was your favorite book of November? Like, what book in November did you give 5 stars to? I want to know. Kept you long enough, so I'm gonna go now. Maybe like watch a Christmas movie or something, and I will see you in my next video, which will be on Tuesday. Nothing maybe about it. It will be coming on Tuesday. I don't know what I'm gonna film, but yeah, it'll be something. It'll be something. Anyway, toodles.